Bare necessity, but simple bare necessity. Bare necessity, but simple bare necessity.
Hey there, it's Brie Bear and welcome to today's video. This video is going to be another Tiny Tip Tuesday. Probably not the most secretive tip, but I'm gonna share it with you anyway. And that is to do with the Goodreads app. So you're gonna need your phone today. So before I give you my super secret tip, I am going to give you a kind of overview of the app as a whole. I opened the Goodreads app and I'm going to kind of do just, like I said, a quick overview. So when you go to the home screen, you're going to be able to see your friends' posts and updates. On the next section of the navigation bar at the bottom, My Books, this is where you're going to find a couple of different features. You can navigate your shelves here. So you can find your currently reading shelf up at the top, and you can swipe through. If you have multiple books at the moment, then you can swipe through to the left and right. I actually only am currently reading one book, so I can't show you that. But underneath that, it shows you your want to read shelves, which you can tap to access your shelf, and it will load it for you, and you can sort through it. And same thing with your read books. You can do the same thing. It also gives you your other shelves that you've created underneath that, and the option to create another shelf. Down below that, you're going to see your, oh, I almost forgot. Up here, you can tap here to update your progress. So how many pages you've read, or you can go by percentage, and you can like add a note. And that'll be posted onto your homepage for other people that you're friends with to see. Down here at the bottom, you see your reading activity. So if you link your Kindle notes and highlights, then that will show up here. You can see your reading challenge for this year and see your progress there. And then you can also see your previous years of reading challenges. Down at the very bottom, it gives you an add books from your favorite genres, and it gives you a list of genres to choose from, and you can add more favorites. I need to edit these because they're not even accurate. You can also search your shelves in this search bar up at the top. If you press the plus button, it gives you some tips and like different things of how to do the things kind of. If you tap discover, it's going to give you a lot of lists and things like that and help you to kind of find books. So books that are the most read this week, for example. The search section, and this allows you to explore different genres and see things within them. It also helps you to discover what different genres are available to be searched. In the more section, you have your profile up top. That will bring up your page. You have recommendations, and it's basically gonna give you absolutely nothing. At least every time I've tried to do it, it just brings up a blank page, so I'm not really sure what that's about. And then it gives you a random section of things, and it says rate books, and I don't really understand this section either. So let's move on to the things that do make sense about the Goodreads app. And that is the reading challenge section. So you can see where you're at in your reading challenge, how far behind you are if you're me. You can also edit your challenge. You can see past challenges, and if you scroll down, it lists your books in reverse order of when you read them. So the most recently completed book is at the top. And then you can tap friends challenges, and you can see how your friends are doing on their reading challenges, like Christine over here. She is only 2 books behind schedule, so she's much closer than me. You can also go to your friends tab, and that actually lets you search your friends and find who you're looking for. If you're trying to see a specific person's thoughts on a book or something like that, you could navigate to, let's see. So we could go to Mitchell's page, and then it's going to pull up his profile page, maybe. Yeah, it pulled it up. So then you can see about him. You can see his updates if you wanted to see what he's currently reading and what he's thought about it. You can see who your mutual friends are with him, or them rather, depending on the circumstance. And then you can see what genres they like. You can see their progress for the year. So he's read 73 books. That's insane. Okay. You can see what they're currently reading and their recent reads. You can also see their bookshelves. So if I wanted to see different things in here, I could. And I don't know if it's available here, but there are ways to access actually seeing what books you have in common with somebody, like your mutual books. I don't know if it lets you do that on the app here. You can also tap add, and that allows you to reach out to new people that either if you know their name, username, or email, or you can search or you can add in through your Facebook list and your contacts. You have groups, and this allows you to navigate through any groups that you're a part of. So for example, let's say the Literally Dead Book Club. I can see the description, the details, and all of the topics. You can also search groups as well. So then you have your best books of 2020. This is the Goodreads Choice Awards list from 2020, basically, is all this is. Settings at the bottom, it just takes you to your account settings. You can't really do that much. So my actual tip is accessible on most of these pages, and it's at the very top of the bar there. There is a search bar. You can search your books that you want to find by typing in the name of the book or the author's name. So for example, let's pick something that has a shorter title though. Let's go with this one. This has a shorter title. Okay, so we're gonna use Ship It for this process here because I don't want to do a really long title here. So is it backwards for you guys? Hang on. I don't know why it's showing it backwards in my viewfinder. Does it always do that? I don't know. But I'm going to use this so I could search that in the bar, Ship It. And it will come up, but it won't be the exact same version. So I would have to scroll through all the editions, more details and editions, and then go to editions. And then I would have to find the right one. And that may not be so daunting for this particular book. There only seems to be a few, but there are so many editions of some books, like especially classics, that it's impossible to find the right one. So to make sure that you're actually selecting the edition that has the same number of pages as yours and all of that, you need a better workaround. So what I do, if I don't have, like if I have a hardcover and I've taken the dust jacket off, then I will do it this way. And that is to tap the mic at the bottom, and then inside the front of the book on the contents page, you will find the ISBN number. This number is the golden ticket to finding the exact edition that you're looking for on Goodreads, so that you don't sit there and scroll through that edition list. So instead of having to type that full number fully in, I will actually use the voice to text. So it'll go a little something like this. 978-1368-021159. And boom, it pulls up the exact edition that I have. Just like that. So much easier. And then once it pulls it up, I can then go through and look at all of the things. Now, alternatively, there is another feature. And this feature, my Goodreads TBR list, so my want to read shelf, this shelf right here, this is actually intended for me, for my purposes, to be a kind of wish list almost. These are books that I want to read, that I hear people talk about, that I gain interest in, or that I see around that I'm kind of interested in, and I add it to this list. So I'm constantly having to go back, and I really do need to do this and clean out this list, because there's like thousands of books on here, like at least 1,500 at least, I think. Maybe not that much. 1,300 still. That's a lot. Once I buy a book, I actually remove it from this list so that it's no longer on my Goodreads TBR list, and that way I can actually use this trick to add books to my wish list, meaning books that have piqued my interest that I might be wanting to pick up. So The reason that I do that is because this feature works so well when you're in a store and you see a book and you're interested in it. A lot of times you might be that kind of person. If you're like me, I used to just take a picture of it, and then I would have thousands of, or okay, maybe not thousands, but like I would have so many pictures of books on my phone, and I would never, you know, be able to use that for anything. But using this feature and doing it this way, it's so much more efficient, and that is the scan feature. So you can actually scan books. So you can actually scan the cover like that, boom. Instantaneously should pull up the correct edition. But if you're worried about it, and I most of the time will do it this way instead, I will scan the barcode, because it will for sure pull up the correct edition. So then you can tap the book and actually read more information about it if you so desire. You can read the synopsis, you can see Goodreads reviews, ratings, all of that. Or you can automatically just tap want to read and add it from here. But what this feature allows for you, if you're like me, I will go through a store, and then if I see a book and I'm interested in it, I'll scan it. And then if I see that book again down the road and I'm like piques my interest again, then I will pull it up yet again. And then I'll actually see when I'm looking at it. So I'm looking for if I added this to my list previously. That way I can decide whether I'm really interested in that book, and it kind of helps me to know a little bit more of how much I should consider buying it, basically, because it tells me I've looked at this before, I've considered buying this before, but I just saved it for later instead. So that is it. The scan feature is really, really useful to be able to access more information about a book. If you're looking at something in store and you're trying to decide, then being able to see what the average rating is, being able to see if your friends have read it and what their ratings and reviews and notes about that book are, can really be helpful, especially if you need trigger warnings that aren't available on the book cover. Then being able to find more information on Goodreads can really be helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, whatever time it is for you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you will be notified every time I post new videos. I will see you tomorrow with another BookTube beta video. Peace out, Bear Scouts.
Look for the bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your stress. I mean a bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, with just the bare necessities of life.